Hello, my name is Jesus Antonio Hernandez, and I am applying for the job for product tester. I am easygoing and understanding whenever it comes to meeting new people. I am creative when I try to solve my problems, or when I just try to partake in any activity that I may find interesting. I am patient whenever the time is needed, and whether I either agree to the terms or at least not, whether it's all the terms or some of the terms I may not agree with. So either way, I still try to be as patient as I normally can. um, I am also responsible whenever I am given a task to complete within a certain time frame, even with certain things that may deprive me of that work time a little bit here and there. I will still try to get as much work as I can done and try to complete it within the time frame that is suggested or technically demanded when given so. When the moment that influences me the most is probably graduating high school. Now, when people think of graduating high school, that's probably like one of the biggest things that they could probably celebrate. I mean, you end one chapter of your life and go to the next. The reason for me being more influenced by that is because showing that I can do the work as much as certain other people can shows that I can do more than what I think I am able to do. Because some people may not be too certain of how they do on certain things, and technically I am one of those people, but there are times where I am pretty confident on certain results. It may not always come that way, but I can be confident in my work, and showing that my graduation and my diploma is one of those reasons why I know I can probably do something within a certain way and how it's supposed to be done honestly and fairly. Um, my favorite hobbies include playing video games, whether it's online with friends or just by myself. I also like to watch TV pertaining to cartoons or sometimes anime, but it kind of just depends. When it comes to questioning certain behavior that is some may deem as inappropriate, um, I may I may not exactly react as dramatically as some others, but at the same time, I may slightly partake in it a little bit here and there, but it kind of just depends on the situation, whether it is enabled to for me to do so or anyone else. But in the sense that I am not supposed to do it, then I normally try to stay as professional as possible, especially when it comes to senses of authority. Now, one thing that I would try to be known for is either between knowing that I've done a good job with what I have accomplished throughout my life, at least with at least a job, or some of the knowledge I have kind of more or less uniquely collected of who I am and how well I have pretty much gained that knowledge and in some ways memorized it. One thing I would try to get rid of as a habit is procrastination. As much as I try to stay on task with any type of given task, there are times where I do get off task a little bit too much, but at the same time, I try to manage my time within my procrastination. Do I want to procrastinate? No, but sometimes it may happen. And hopefully I do not do so with any big responsibilities I may have in any job or anything. But hopefully it won't come to that. Things that I pay attention to the most, I think, are cartoons, especially the ones that have good story and good potential on it, because sometimes it really gets you thinking back to what is going on in the first place, and it connects to all one timeline. Yes, it's more time limited and stuff, but it isn't too much to where you can't have an imagination to think for yourself of what could happen or anything else. Yes, it could pertain to also books, but I'm not technically as much of a reader of fiction than watcher of fiction. I can be neighborly when it comes to getting myself acquainted with others, but even for new people I meet, I try to be as neighborly as possible, but even with shyness getting a little in the way. But I still try to act as positively as possible, as respectful, especially with newcomers sometimes, because they're probably new. So I would try to give them a warm welcome. After 20 years, I believe that I expect to be in a house, paying off mortgages, and having a good job that pays well, and having a family, whether it be probably having either 1 to 2 kids, but starting off with 1 isn't so bad. So having at least 1 child may be enough to start off with, but maybe I might think of having 2 if that ever comes to that. And hopefully throughout beyond that, I go beyond that and try to get better positions, whether I stay at a certain company or transfer to a different company maybe that may have other opportunities or something like that. With what I can bring to the company, if given the opportunity to work here, is that even in lighthearted moments, I am pretty focused on things whenever needed to be. And even with groups, or even just by myself, I try to stay as determined to finish my work as much as possible in a managed time, as I have mentioned before. And we try to accomplish the goal that I have, or that we as a group, if that ever comes to that, we may share, so that way we accomplish those goals in any way. And I think but I hope that even with my coworkers, that we can have a good bond in a formal work environment, but also even outside of work, that we may have a certain bond that we won't have to worry about too much without it affecting our work, and to hopefully get the achievements that we need to do, that we deserve honestly and effectively. Thank you for listening to me, and I'm glad to have this interview with you today.